Why is the bottle always my first call? That's what I asked myself the night I accidentally wrote my first song. I was just venting at that point after getting admitted to the psych where I don't have any memory really of what happened. I just know that I smashed my head against a lot of stuff. I wanted to dislodge the titanium bits left up in my head as I look at my reflection, my TV. That's why even the vocals, they kind of come across as more of a story, I guess. That's what I've read from some people, and it is true because it is a story. Kind of like my injury, I'm kind of glad I don't remember too much of that night. I never had any type of psychosis or alcohol-induced psychosis or anything like that before my brain injury. But after my brain injury, like, it wasn't even right away. I drank when I shouldn't have after my brain injury for a while. Took a good, year until it was a mixture of drinking too much and the brain injury, and I ended up, like I started this off with, trying to dislodge the titanium bits holding my head together. Had to have come pretty damn close to, if it's even possible. I'm really glad I can turn something so negative into art. Just need this smaller. I need more room. Anyways, I sort this out. Something sad about the song with the intro is I told my mom the new intro idea. I told her it's pretty sad, but if you don't stop this stupid fucking shit, you're gonna be dead, you're gonna be gone, and I can't live without you. Stop it. I said, stop it. I said that to my mom, and she got really teary, and I choked up just seeing her get teary. And she said that night, she said, can I tell you something really depressing? I'm like, sure, what? She's like, that night when you were doing all that, and I was just trying to reach the real you in there, and I said, I can't live without you. And stop it. So, pretty crazy, pretty heartfelt that my brain still pulled something that my mom told me from that experience and put it into the art itself, which, as many of you have seen, I really do pour my heart out into. And it sounds like shit, and I know, and it's all fucking hard, and I don't want a participation trophy because it's harder for me, but it's art, and I try to keep it musical. I try to make it good music because I like good music. I like all genres. Like, I used to sing before my brain injury, probably when I was around 20, 21. I actually sang a lot of Louis Capaldi and Ed Sheeran. Those are two of my biggest go-tos for open mics. Back when I used to do the guitar with come on, work with me. The guitar, and it's just not working as effectively as I thought when I purchased it. Fuck, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, especially Louis Capaldi. He was really my favorite. Back when I was doing guitar and the whole works. Now I don't like playing guitar at all. It's just, it hurts your fingers. It's stressful. I've mentioned it in my other videos. And then the next words. My body hurts and my thoughts are dark. My body still hurts today, and that opening line still kind of hits me in the feels because I wrote that 1.5 years ago. Made it into a song 8 months ago now. It's still applicable. Sucks knowing I probably won't get any better in a lot of ways, but thankfully I remember last night now. I don't remember that night, but I remember last night. But that night it was a literally insane alcohol-induced bipolar episode. The scars I got, kind of a reference to the scars on my head, but still felt the same, but emotionally. When I woke up again in the hospital, not knowing what the hell happened the night before, it was like my brain injury 2.0. Thankfully, I didn't give myself another brain injury. Gave myself a concussion, but yeah, so obviously the nurse came by and said I'm in the psych ward. No, but I was strapped by my arms, and my arms and feet were both strapped to the bed. I was just bursting out in sweat. My heart was racing. I'm smiling about it, but that's just the trauma, honestly. It was a horrifying experience, but I'm glad that I could turn it into art. that so many people resonated with. 10,000 streams on that song since I dropped it September 2nd. I remember that date like I remember my brain injury, September 2nd, 2025. I'm not good with dates. I did lose my mind and I did take it too far. I was blackout drunk. That was clearly an element of it, and I can't deny that. But all in all, it is truly a story. Ever since I was a kid, it's funny, I used to actually get bullied in grade school when I was reading stories for the way I read them, because I'd read them like, and then he went up to the store and over to the east where he eventually found his lover. You know what I mean? Like I'd say stories like, not in like an exaggerated funny way, but like in like reading a story way, and I get made fun of for it. So I kind of find it cool now that I have people telling me that I'm a great storyteller and that my song really resonates with them. It feels good. Knowing I'm not alone and knowing that other people's know that there's not alones, letting other people and knowing that other people aren't alone. Knowing other people know they are not alone. There we go. Finally got it. All right, now I have reasonably sized things here. I want to make stencils. I like art. Art's been a big part. I like art. Art's been a big part of my life since, if we're talking music, since I was like probably late grade school. If we're talking like hands-on art, like this DIY kind of stuff, folk punk, 2013, 2014, 2015, 15 through like 14 through 16, 17-year-old me, DIY everything. I want to do it all myself anyways. I love thrifting. I love hiking. I love nature. Folk punk was just calling to me. A lot of people say that my songs sound folk punk, which there are definitely some elements of folk punk that sometimes I don't even realize in my music. A lot of not direct inspiration, but must be inspiration from just things I've heard. And I like all kinds of folk, to be honest, or most types of folk. Like I love Neil Young. He was a huge inspiration when I started music. I'm bad at recalling anything. I need lists in front of me. I need my old singing playlist from 5-10 years ago. Maybe I'll pop that up here if I feel confident enough to show you guys what I used to be singing. No. I'm a huge one for saying like, it just because an artist is popular and stuff doesn't mean that you got to be like, oh, cringe, oh. It's like, nah, dog, like music's music. And just because they're like someone major or someone really big should not take away from their art. If you still like the art and they're still producing the art, then there's no reason to hate it just because it's popular. I've just never seen the reason. You're just canceling out a lot of songs that you could potentially love. Yeah. What are some more of those lyrics? Was it really me? Was it the alcohol? Why is the bottle always my first call? That line goes more deep into addiction as a whole. It's like, why is the bottle always my first call? Like, it's not a question that I'm going to answer in the song. I'm genuinely asking, why is the bottle always my first call? And I am in therapy. I'm a huge pro therapy person. And I do know why I know some of the reasons why the bottle's always the first call. And I've gotten a lot better with drinking in this past year. Definitely thanks to a lot of you guys for all the support with music and helping me find that person who saved my life and all that stuff. It's been inside. I just got goosebumps on the left side of my face. I'm not sure if you can see them, but it's been unreal. I haven't really fully processed all of it, but like, it's been unreal. I want to start over. I want it gone. I want to quit drinking, but I think it won. That line hurt me to write. That goes back more to the general alcoholism, addiction portion of the song. Because I didn't just drink one night and have that happen. It was continuous build-up drinking. And I used to drink a lot as a teenager. And I feel like I should say, like, I know I'm stupid for making all those decisions, but the doctor told me, one of the many doctors the next day after that suicide attempt, they said, or one really awesome old man doctor said, that was not you. I have had patients like you, and I know people like you, and that was not you. that was the brain injury, and it made me feel pretty emotional, but it made me feel really good about myself. Because I was at a point in my life where I was just spiraling every single day, and I was at the bottom of the barrel, and I've been at the bottom of a lot of different barrels, and I can't really compare anything to where I was at that 2 years into my recovery point. And I felt like I totally fucked my brain. I totally fucked everything up. And I'm never going to get better. And I wasn't like this even 5 months ago. I wasn't like this 2 months ago. Why am I spiraling 24/7? It's never going to stop. I messed up, and this is my life forever. And all the regrets of everything I ever did. Yeah, that was everything pretty much I just blabbed about was my rock bottom. But climbing up started with opening up and getting therapy, specifically psychotherapy. It started off just for DBT, and now it's just everything. Because a lot of stuff's still hard for me, like routines and schedules and socializing in person. Like, still got, funny enough, anxiety. I've always been a quiet person, ironically. Might seem very like pessimistic or like negative doing all these Midwest emo covers, and I am very depressed. And I do suffer a lot, but I like to think I'm still pretty damn mature, positive, keep your head up, don't fucking give up kind of person. Naruto really reached out to me when I was a kid. Said it in one of my other bios already. I'll never give up. That's my ninja way. It got me through bullying. That got me through addiction. That got me through recovering from a brain injury. Got me through the first couple months of therapy. And like, I don't know what I'd do without therapy. Like, without my psychotherapist, I don't know what I'd do without her. Or where I'd be without her, like if I didn't start any type of therapy. I know I did a lot of the work, and that's what she'd say if she saw this, but so yeah, I was sitting in my room, and I did just get back from a night out. Once again, it's literally just a story. It's not just a story, it's a lot more meaningful. It's a very meaningful story with what I think is a good lesson. Alcohol-induced bipolar doesn't fuck around. I pushed my limits, and I should be below the ground. Drinking is bad. I wouldn't start if you don't. There's not, like, you think it's going to be cool when you're older to start drinking. At least just do it socially. Just do it like when you're out at a nice restaurant, have like one or two. Don't start drinking at home. Don't start drinking every weekend. Don't start drinking on weekdays. Don't start drinking every holiday even. Like, if you want to, like, if you really want to, go ahead. But I strongly advocate against drinking. Like, I'm not going to get mad at someone for drinking. I still drink, but I know how bad it is. It's if you become an alcoholic, have fun becoming not an alcoholic, because that runs deeper than just a drink, much deeper. Like, I'd say one of the worst parts is you've done it to yourself, and you should have asked for help, but you didn't. That's rough, obviously. And they're so off. Didn't want them to be janky. Whatever. I think I've mentioned that I spent so many months just trying to figure out how to record at home, how to mix at home. I spent so long learning how to make content. For those of you who don't know, I used to post like brain injury style vlogs and some videos of me singing. It's actually like the original songs for the ones that I'm releasing now, like the original little versions. I really wanted to sing more. I really love singing. Singing is really my passion. I only started singing again because my therapist had me write a list of 10 things that I enjoy doing. And that is a very hard thing to do when you're middle of the worst depressive episode you've had in your depressing life. But I did, and then the next step was to do something from that list for 5 minutes a day. Started off with guitar. That's when I learned I hate playing guitar now. I didn't even know I played guitar when I walked inside my house for the first time getting home from the hospital. Saw the guitars on my wall, and I was like, those are sick. Yeah, I started trying to play guitar again, and I really didn't like it. I still really don't like it, so it has to be something with the brain injury. So then I picked another thing from the list, and that was nature. I've always loved nature. I'm a nature fiend. I love hiking and stuff, so I volunteered for a while, helping out on like trails and stuff. And then winter came, and I just kind of went through another wave of recovery, I guess I'll call it, and I just went on kind of shut down for a while. Didn't do anything bad, didn't like blah blah blah, but just kind of shut down. And that's when I started singing again. My friend wanted me to come out to karaoke. Didn't go to karaoke ever. I just did open mics before my injury. So I was a bit like, I don't know, man. But I did. It was awesome karaoke bar, Emerson 109. I shouted out as a stupid karaoke bar in my next song, but that's the story. It's not actually a shitty karaoke bar. It's like my favorite karaoke bar I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of karaoke bars like last year. It's actually why I decided to start a band. Is at this one karaoke bar I did a Elvis cover. It was like an older demographic kind of karaoke bar. I went back to my table, like my little seat at the bar, I guess. And he was like, he actually put his hand on my knee, and that's when I was like, what? Excuse me. But he was like, I've been in the music industry for over 55 years, and I can count on both my hands how many people I've seen with your fire. Put yourself out there. There are good bands that need good vocalists, and there's not a lot of good vocalists, and you're one of them. Go get found. Ugh. Still hits really hard. I walked home from the bar like 40-minute walk. Just because I was just thinking about it the whole way home. I started a band. I'm not with the person I originally started it with, but now I'm with someone new. Guy said is my drummer in my last bio that I have a new bandmate. It's a drummer. Now I have a new bandmate that literally does the works, and he's awesome to work with. He's awesome to learn from. He's awesome to just like yap back and forth to. Blah blah blah. All everything. It's pretty awesome. This actually didn't turn out horrible. Sick. I'm happy. Thankfully, I've come miles since that suicide attempt, like mental health wise, but it sucks that it was so close to my like 2-year kind of timeline of recovering from the brain injury, because I know that I know I did something to it, because I still haven't been the same since that attempt. I don't know if it's just turning 27 now, it's like going on year 4 of a brain injury, or if that attempt made me start having like it just, I feel like I've been not like accelerated aging with like lines in my face and stuff, but I feel like my brain and body are just acceleratedly aging. I feel so dumb so often. I need sleep and can't get sleep, and then get sleep and then can't do something else, and it's still something new every day. But now I have something to strive for every day, and something that gives me hope. It's you guys. Seriously. Maybe one day I'll figure out why the bottle was always my first call.